Hello again, everybody. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Pretty Girls Make Graves by The Smiths. Of course, this comes as a request, so as always, if you would like to request something, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to get to it. I've listened to a lot of The Smiths at this point on my channel, and I've become a fan. It's straight up, no BS. I enjoy their music. Their lyricism is typically what hooks me, but I also do typically appreciate Morrissey's style and Johnny Marr on the guitar. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Hope it stands up with the rest of them. The last one I listened to was Reel Around the Fountain. No, that wasn't it. It was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And to me, it was just kind of average. I was like, okay, this is a Smith song. It sounds like a Smith song. Doesn't really do anything new for me. So I'm hoping this one will kind of reignite that fire for the Smiths, kind of give me something a little bit different. So anyway, let's listen to it. Again, this is The Smiths, Pretty Girls Make Graves. Interesting title, by the way. They have interesting titles typically, too. All right, here we go.
Up on the sand, up on the bay, there is a quick and easy way, you say, before you illustrate, I'd rather stay. I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am, and sorrow's native son, he will not smile for anyone, and pretty girls make graves. End of the pier, end of the bay, you tug my arm and say, give in to lost, give up to lost, oh, heaven knows we'll soon be dust. Oh, I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am, and sorrow's native son, he will not rise for anyone. Pretty girls make graves.
Oh, really?
I could have been wild and I could have been free, but nature played this trick on me. She wants it now, and she will not wait, but she's too rough and I'm too delicate. Then on the sand, another man, he takes her hand, a smile lights up her stupid face, and well it would. I lost my faith in womanhood, I lost my faith in womanhood, I lost my faith.
That one was, I think, just weird enough and kind of eclectic enough to, be a little bit different and kind of reignite that spark for the Smiths. I really loved the bass throughout. The bass work was fantastic. I think it just provided a really nice groove to the song. Of course, Johnny Marr on guitar was, I just love saying that. It rolls up the tongue so well, but it just sounds so great. Morrissey sounded great here too. He changed up the style a little bit, and it was kind of weird. It went from like that bass line with the guitar, and then it like switched up a little bit where it was kind of like, okay, that was like a weird transition, but I kind of dig it. Again, a very weird song, I feel like, and but for me, it made it that much more enjoyable. Lyrically, I have a lot of questions. Actually, I want to read through the lyrics and talk about them, because I was like, what is he talking about in this one? So anyway, let's do it. Let's break down the song like we always do, starting with, of course, the lyrics. So here we go. Apparently, it says here, Pretty Girls Make Graves is about Morrissey's view on sex expressed through an encounter with a lustful girl. Okay, interesting. So that puts it into a little bit more context. Still kind of curious about what the song is about. So here we go. Upon the sand, upon the bay, there is a quick and easy way, you say, before you illustrate. I'd rather state, I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am. So I wonder, he's on the beach maybe with this girl, and she's kind of just saying there's a quick and easy way before you illustrate. So I'm wondering if it's like, she's basically showing him about sex, educating him about sex, I guess, by doing the sex. And then he says, I'd rather state I'm not the man you think I am. So I'm wondering if he sort of wants to like go on this fling with this woman, but he's actually kind of saying like, maybe I'm not that kind of guy. Maybe I'm not the guy who wants to sleep around. I think that's kind of what I'm getting from it so far. And sorrow's native son, he will not smile for anyone, and pretty girls make graves. Oh, so and sorrow's native son. So he's used to being sad, depressed. I get that from just about every Smith song. And then it says, he will not smile for anyone. So not even, I guess, this sort of sexual experimentation makes him happy. He is beyond, I guess, this. And pretty girls make graves. Interesting. So yeah, I guess he's frustrated with this like sexual encounter. I don't quite understand the pretty girls make graves line. Yeah, totally lost here. But maybe if I keep reading, it'll come to me. End of the pier, end of the bay. You tug my arm and say, give in to lust. So again, yeah, this girl's trying to seduce him clearly. Give up to lust, oh heaven knows we'll soon be dust. We're young, who cares? Let's just do it, that kind of thing. Oh, I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am. And then again, I think he's saying like, yeah, sleeping around might be good for you, but that's not the kind of person that I am. And sorrow's native son, he will not rise for anyone. Okay, maybe he's talking about his penis here. He's not into it, man. He's not into it. And pretty girls make graves. Oh, really? Oh. I could have been wild and I could have been free, but nature played this trick on me. Interesting. So I'm guessing like this trick of nature is just him being shy, or him just not really wanting to, I guess, be promiscuous in that sense. So you're saying like, yeah, I could have been one of the wild and crazy guys, but nature kind of decided that no, I would not be like that. Which honestly, like, I don't know, this might be too much information, but honestly, same dude. Like I've never been that person, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, if to me, sex is appropriate as long as you and the person are ready for it, you're consenting, and you both agree to it. I guess that's consent. But basically, sex is fine as long as it's between two consenting adults who are both ready and willing. So, but again, for me, it's just like, yeah, it wasn't something, I guess, in my younger years that I was like, yeah, I want to sleep around and do all that. It wasn't something that really interested me. And so I kind of get where he's coming from. Oddly enough, I can definitely relate. And it is sort of a difficult thing, being a male. And men are often told to just to go out and have sex. It doesn't matter with whom. I mean, honestly, like the messages that we get. And I played sports, so I'm used to locker room talk. I'm used to the guys in the locker room saying like, oh, slept with this girl this past weekend, and I'm sleeping with this girl this weekend, and blah 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 blah. And again, that's fine if that's what you're into. But for me, I always just felt out of place, because it just seemed like that was the norm amongst men, and I just didn't fit that norm necessarily. And you know, it's easy to kind of be made fun of for that, like, oh, you know, you're not sleeping around, what's wrong with you, you know? And especially in the time that I was growing up, it's like, oh, are you gay? You're not sleeping around, what's wrong with you? So it's kind of like, you know, like, it's just not for me, man, you know, like, it's for some people and that's great, but it's not for me. So I totally get what he's saying here. I think for me, it took finding someone I love to really feel comfortable participating in sexual activity, you know? So I totally get what he's saying here. She wants it now and she will not wait, but she's too rough and I'm too delicate. Okay, so what I get from this is that maybe she's much more experienced. She kind of knows what she wants. She knows how to do it. But for him, you know, he's brand new to this. I guess he doesn't feel comfortable with a lot of this stuff. Then on the sand, another man, he takes her hand. A smile lights up her stupid face, and well it would. I lost my faith in womanhood. I lost my faith in womanhood. I lost my faith. So I guess this woman is courting him, really approaching him romantically, or I guess more so sexually, and he keeps turning down her advances, and so she of course runs off with the next guy who's available and willing to I guess give in to her sexual demands. So I think it's really interesting. Where he says, I lost my faith in womanhood. That part kind of made me scratch my head. I feel like there's two possible explanations here. I think one of them would be like kind of him saying, oh, you know what, women, who needs them, that kind of thing. You know, it happens on both sides. You know, women who've been spurned by men will often say like, oh, you know, men, who needs them, who cares, I don't need them, I don't give a fuck. Men will also say the same thing, oh, this woman hurt me, I don't need women, who cares about women, blah blah blah. That's kind of one way that I'm reading it. I'm seeing here on Genius someone mentioned that this could also be about sort of being like, okay, well, maybe women aren't, maybe I'm just not comfortable with women, maybe I need a nice man, so maybe it turns out that my sexuality, when I thought I was straight, I was actually gay. So you know, I don't know, I think there's a couple ways to read it, but you know, it is interesting the way he words it though. I lost my faith in womanhood. I think that's very interesting. Oh, hand in glove, the sun shines out of our behinds. Oh. Yeah, definitely interesting. I thought the lyrics were pretty cool. Again, I can kind of relate to them in some ways. But, you know, it's a classic Smith song where it's like, yeah, this guy's just like depressed. I mean, that's pretty obvious, I feel like. But, you know, lyrically, I love their lyrics. I think as far as like the amount of praise that I heap onto the Smiths, most of it really comes from the lyrics. I think they're just fantastic writers. I know Morrissey and Marr, I think, write up most of it, but yeah, their lyrics are always, to me, very insightful, very relatable. Just very beautiful in some ways. And a lot of you in the comments tell me like, oh, you know, the Smiths when I was growing up, or when I was, you know, in my teenage youth, listening to the Smiths kind of got me through a lot of stuff, or the Smiths really seemed to get me at that age. So that I definitely appreciate that, and I could definitely see how that comes through in their lyrics. So for me, 2 big thumbs up lyrically. Really enjoyed it, reading through it, and again, kind of trying to think about it and make sense of what he was saying. I think instrumentally the song was also very strong. As I mentioned, the bass work throughout looks like, I have the guy's name here, Andy Rourke on bass, man. He did a great job on this one, just really groovy vibe that he put down. Of course, Marr on the guitar does fantastic job. You know, drums, to me, the drums have never really stood out in a Smith song. I don't know if there's any songs where they really just let him cut loose. But, you know, the drums were fine. Again, I think Morrissey sounds good. I like the little guest vocal by looks like her name is Annalisa Jablonska. I don't really know anything about her, but, I mean, it was kind of funny to get that female voice in there. It added a nice little part to it. But yeah, I think the song sounded great, well composed. Again, some funky, like, I don't know if it's like a time signature switch up or if it was just like a switch up of the style, but some funky transitions in there. But I think it worked for me. It kind of made the song a little bit weirder and a little bit more enjoyable to listen to. So for me, I give it 2 thumbs up I said lyrically already. 2 thumbs up vocally and instrumentally. And as far as replay value goes, you know, I'll be honest, a lot of the Smiths songs have made my playlist. They've become kind of staple in my just everyday sort of listening playlist, right? So for me, I think this one goes on the playlist. I think it's enjoyable enough. I like the groove. Lyrics are interesting. Morrissey and Marr and everybody else sounds great. So, I give it 2 thumbs up. It's going to go on the playlist. I'm going to listen to it again. I had a great time with it, and this seems like a really solid album from them. I'm seeing so many songs on here that I've either listened to so far and enjoyed, or that people have requested, and I'm sure I will enjoy soon in the future. So, it seems like a really solid album, guys. I can see why so many people say, like, hey, this album changed me, or like, they were so influential. I can definitely see it, guys. So, anyway, that's it for me. If you enjoyed the music, definitely go support the artist. Go listen to the music wherever you can. One place you can definitely find plenty of Smiths at this point is in my Spotify playlist. That has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. Makes for a pretty good day of listening, I think. If you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.